So how much money can you expect to make per week when you're trading? Let's talk about it. The idea for this video came from an email that I got through my website, and it's really not possible to answer it in an exact fashion, but it brings up a good concept and a good kind of just angle that you need to look at things as, especially from a newer trader, which is why this is in the Trading 101 series. So I want to first get to the email, and then I'll talk about kind of the best way to approach the answer to this question. So this person says, if I start trading stocks, how much money will I earn per week? Now, by no means am I throwing this person under the bus or anything like that, because as somebody that's brand new, that's a very valid question. That's a question that makes a whole lot of sense. But as I already alluded to, pretty much impossible to answer. But before we get to answering that, we got to make a few assumptions. And these are huge, huge assumptions. So the assumptions that we have to make before we can even get to answering that is, first, knowledge. If you have no idea what you're doing, if your plan is, I'm going to go read social media, I'm going to go watch some random YouTube videos, and that's where I'm going to get my stock trades from, and I'm just going to follow random strangers on the internet. This question is, it doesn't matter. You're not going to be making money per week. So you need to have knowledge. And the other thing is consistency. Now, just because you have knowledge doesn't mean you're going to have consistency. Just because you know what to do doesn't mean you're always going to do it, and that's where the whole psychological part of trading comes in. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that, you have both of these mastered. So both of those mastered, yeah, it is possible to make money on a weekly basis. Are you guaranteed to make money every single week forever? No, there's going to be rough spots. That's just the life of a trader. But knowledge and consistency, yeah, you're going to be making money. But how much money can you expect to make? Well, it depends. What do I mean by it depends? Well, it's all going to depend on this right here, the percent. But even that's just half the battle. So let's say, and I'm just making this up out of nowhere, you make 5% per week. Now, this, like I said, I'm not saying that I can teach you how to do this or that this is the norm. This is just for math's sake and to answer the question. So 5%. Maybe you're saying, but Clay, that doesn't still tell you how much money can I expect to make. There's a variable here missing. And that's where the next part comes into play. And that is the dollar amount. And this is the big kicker here. Meaning, if you are using $1,000 and then you're getting 5% on that, that means you're making $50 a week. If you are using $10,000, then you are making $500 a week. Now, yes, the 5% is the same for both. But how much money are you going to make per week? Well, that circles back to how much money are you working with? And just to reiterate, this assumes the big assumptions up here. If you don't have knowledge and if you can't implement that knowledge, assuming it's the correct knowledge, because that's the problem with the free stuff all around YouTube. You could be getting stuff that you think is knowledge, but it's going to take you down bad paths. So assuming you have this and that you can start to get a percentage, well, that's great. Don't get me wrong. If you can start to get consistent percentages, then of course this $1,000 is going to grow and grow and grow. But right from the get-go, which is, the kind of the spirit of the question that this person was asking. And again, as a new person, very logical question. How much money can I make per week? I have no idea because I don't know this number here. I have no idea on what sort of starting amount you're going to make. But again, I also have no idea, well, what sort of strategy are you using? What sort of approach? Because different strategies, different approaches are going to give you different percentages per week when you start to break down all the math. So the point here being pretty much impossible to answer that question straight up because there's many different variables that I don't know about. And that's why this is also a red flag. If somebody's telling you, hey, with my strategy, you're going to make this, this, and that, how can they tell you all that? How do they know all these different variables? So red flag if anybody's trying to cram down some like for sure numbers down your throat, because it's going to be a case by case basis. So again, I wish that I could offer you and say, oh yeah, if you're going to start trading, you're going to make this the first week and then that the second week. That's just not how it works. Everybody's different. Everybody has different account sizes. Everybody has different strategies. That's going to give them different percentages. So really all I can say is it depends. If you are interested in trading alongside me and other traders, then I do offer a private trading community known as the Inner Circle. So the two images that you see on the screen, the one image, if you click on it, it will take you to the Inner Circle page and give you all the details about it. The other is going to be a behind the scenes tour that I personally give, so you can see exactly what you are going to get with the subscription. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then go ahead, check it out, and by all means, let me know if you have any questions.